Did you ever work for government?
Never.
Please sit down.
Thank you.
You said you own 2 hotels.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you name them?
Bungalow Beach Hotel around Kotu area and the Sagis Hotel around the Senegambia area.
Mr. Saj, the records before this commission show that you were involved in the Jammeh Foundation for Peace.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the Jammeh Foundation for Peace?
I beg your pardon?
What is the Jammeh Foundation for Peace?
As I understand it, it was a charity organization, foundation.
Do you have the constitutional documents?
I've never read the Constitution, ma'am.
Can you repeat your answer, please?
I said I've never read the Constitution, ma'am.
You've never?
Seen or read the Constitution. I've seen it lately in my records, but I've never read it. So.
I'm having difficulty understanding what you're saying. You said you've never seen it, or you?
No, I've seen it, but I've never read it. It was given to me, but I didn't have time to go over it because of the schedule of my job with the hotels that I was running.
Do you have it with you?
No, I don't have it with me, ma'am.
Do you have it?
No, ma, I don't have it here. I don't think I have.
When did you first become involved in the Jammeh Foundation?
In 2002, whilst I was serving as the chairman of the Gambia Hotel Association.
Do you have, were you appointed?
I was appointed, but I don't have any documents relating to my appointment.
You don't have any documents relating to your appointment. Is that what you said?
I beg your pardon?
Did you say you don't have any documents relating to your appointment?
I might have lost them. I can't remember having them. I was checking my files or documents on the Jammeh Foundation, but I couldn't find the appointment.
How were you appointed?
I think it was from the former Vice President's office in 2002 as a member of a technical committee.
By former Vice President, which one are you talking about?
Yeah.
Which one? Which former Vice President?
Aissa Tunjai said his office.
At the State House?
At the State House, yes, ma'am.
Can you explain to this commission how you became
my relation with the Jammeh Foundation started in 2002 while serving as chairman of the Gambia Hotel Association. That's when I was opted in to be a member of a fundraising and technical committee. And later on in 2005, I was in as a board member, appointed, and serving as a board member of the Jammeh Foundation. And 2006, if I could recall, a member of the board, I was appointed as chairman of the fundraising committee. And my task or duty was to help in selling tables for gala dinners to raise money for the foundation. And I was a signatory to the Trust Bank account of the Dalasi and the dollar account as well.
All right, let's go back a little bit. You said you were co-opted.
Yeah,
who co-opted you?
I beg your pardon?
Who co-opted you?
Maybe I was appointed or called in to serve as a board member.
I'm sorry, I'm not understanding what you're saying.
I beg your pardon?
You said you were co-opted on the technical committee on the Jammeh Foundation for Peace.
In 2002.
Who co-opted you?
The former vice president.
What position did she hold at the time? In the foundation?
In the foundation as a technical committee member and a fundraising committee member.
I understand. My question is, what position did the vice president at the time hold in the foundation?
She was the chairperson of the Jammeh Foundation Board of Directors.
Okay. So you said in 2005, you became the chairman of the foundation.
I became a member of the board of the Jammeh Foundation, and later on in 2006, I was appointed, or we agreed that time that the former chairman of the fundraising committee, Mr. Mamburinjai, was posted outside of this country, and the committee decided
Sorry,
that
who was posted out?
Mamburinjai.
Okay.
He was the first of the former chairman of the fundraising committee. And when he was leaving the country, the committee decided I should take over as chairman of the fundraising committee, the chairman of the committee.
Did you ever become chairman of the board?
Never, no, not at all. It was the vice president, former vice president, who was the chairperson of the board all the time.
Now I see you have a folder with you.
I have a?
I see that you have a folder with you.
Yeah, these documents relating to the Jammeh Foundation, which I can share with you. And my tenure as a board, I have never been paid a fee or allowance or benefited from the foundation. And, but they then benefited materially from my being a board member, and they were allowed to use my hotel facilities for meetings sometimes, where they had lunch, coffee breaks, or dinner as well. And the papers I have, they are mostly payment vouchers.
All right, we'll come to the papers you have. You said you were signatory to the Trust Bank account?
Account, yeah.
You were also signatory to GT Bank accounts? Were you not?
The GT Bank account, when it was opened later on afterwards.
You were signatory to the GT Bank account?
To the GT Bank account as well. Afterwards, when it was opened by the former CEO, Nansinjai.
You were also signatory to the Sky Bank account?
And the Sky Bank account.
And also the Zenith Bank account?
And the Zenith Bank account as well.
Okay. What was the purpose of the foundation?
I beg your pardon?
What was the purpose of the foundation?
To raise funds to help the needy, pay school fees, scholarships for those people who were unable to pay their school fees. I think that was why it was.
Now, where do you derive the purpose that you are telling us now, if you haven't read? You said you haven't read the Constitution.
Never did, ma'am. They gave it to me, but I didn't have time to go over it.
Did you understand the responsibility you were undertaking when you became a member of the board?
What I did understand was to come in, help raise funds for them when there was a gala dinner.
Did you understand your responsibility?
I do understand what I was supposed to be doing, like raising funds, my responsibility. That's what I told you.
Sorry, I can't hear what the witness is saying for some reason. It's either the system or... Mr. Saj, maybe you can, if you can pull the... Yes. Pull it forwards a little bit. Can you repeat your answer? Did you understand?
Yeah, I understand my position or my duties were when I was appointed as a fundraising chairman was to raise funds for them through gala dinners, selling tables, going to offices and some other places to get money for them. And that was just through the fundraising through gala dinners, selling tables, organizing gala dinners.
Mr. Said, there is a distinction between duties and your responsibility as a member of the board.
Right.
Jammeh Foundation for Peace was incorporated, was it not? It was incorporated, unregistered.
Unregistered, right.
Did you know that?
I know that it was registered. I did find out afterwards that it was registered. But when I was coming in, I didn't take all these things into consideration. I thought it was for the former president, and when they called me in, I said, okay, I'll come in and help raise funds.
What I don't understand is your statement that you accepted to become a member of the board without reading the Constitution.
Yes, ma'am, I did.
If you did not read the Constitution, how do you know what the purpose of the foundation was?
Because they did explain to me what was the purpose of the foundation.
Who explained to you?
The fundraising chairman then and the former vice president, that it was to raise funds to help the needy.
Did you understand that as a member of the board, you assumed fiduciary responsibility for the organization? A fiduciary meaning, the responsibility for not only the financial aspects of the way the organization was being operated, but also its the ethical manner in which it was operated. Did you understand that?
No, I didn't understand. It didn't come to mind, ma.
What is your answer?
I say it didn't come to my mind that there were some legal responsibilities attached to it to be a member of a foundation that is registered.
These hotels that you run, are they companies?
If they are?
Are they companies?
They are companies, registered
limited liability companies?
Yes. No.
Do you have boards of directors for these companies?
We have board of directors. Because I came in as a partner. I was working there as a chef, later on promoted to...
So you do understand...
Afterwards, I did understand when I became a board member.
All right. You are one of the longest-serving board members from 2002. According to the Certificate of Incorporation, this is a foundation was incorporated in 2001.
All right.
At the time that you became a member of the board in 2005, was the president signatory to these accounts?
I've never seen him sign anything. I don't think he was a signatory to the account.
You did not try to find out?
No, I didn't find out, no more.
How was the foundation managed in terms of its finances?
Finances, it was because we are not responsible, or I was not responsible.
Sorry, can you repeat?
I say we were not the technical committee or the chairman of the fundraising. I was not responsible for the running of the day-to-day. It was the CEO then and his staff or her staff.
Sorry, I must interrupt you. My question is, how were the finances of the foundation managed, the finances? Because you were signatory to all these bank accounts.
Yeah. What I'm saying is only when they come in to cash a check or to make payments to staff, that's why I countersign after being approved by the CEO to countersign a check and let them go and get their money. But the internal running of the finance or the foundation, I was not aware. I was not responsible for that.
You certainly did sign checks, and so did the president also not only signed, gave instructions for payments to be made from particularly the trust bank accounts. What were the sources of your funds?
Sources of our funds were fundraising, gala dinners. And there were times that we have some other philanthropics who donated money, like Father Goff, which
like?
I was Father Goff.
Father Goff.
Yeah, who usually from time to time give out $5,000, 14 or 7,000, and this was deposited to the Dallas account at the Trust Bank through the directives of the former vice president or the chairperson of the foundation.
Did you have audited accounts?
There were audited accounts, but I don't have anything with me, Ma.
Sorry?
I say I don't have any audited accounts with me, but there were times there were audited accounts.
What do you mean you were the chairman of the fundraising committee? You say you don't have anything to do with the audited accounts? Is that what you said?
No, I didn't say that. I say I had some of the audited accounts, but I don't have them here with me.
Okay, we will require that you produce the audited accounts that you have. So the accounts were audited each year?
Well, there were lapses. There were some years that they were not audited lately.
Okay. Who were your auditors?
There was one time one Babukar Cham, and after there was, I can't remember, 2, 3 auditors we had.
And so you had, you had meetings, periodic meetings?
When there was a need for fundraising, most of the time.
So let's talk about your time on the board first, then we'll come to the fundraising committee. At the board, you had periodic meetings?
Periodic meetings.
How often did you meet?
It was not, whenever it was necessary, it was called upon by the CEO then to have a meeting at the former vice president's office.
At the former vice president's office?
Office, yeah.
So how often did you meet for a year?
Sometimes every other month, depends on, because it was not fixed that every month we should meet or any time. Well, they felt that there was a need to meet, they call up a meeting and I go.
Okay. Did you have budgets as to how the money was, indicating how the money would be spent?
It was only when there was supposed to be a fundraising gala dinner. That was the time the finance committee sit down, make a budget, and present it to the vice.
Did you have annual budgets? Like you became a board member in 2005.
I couldn't remember.
Did you have annual budgets?
I couldn't remember that, ma.
You cannot?
I cannot remember that.
You cannot remember?
No, ma.
Ever having a budget?
A board budget, no, for the foundation. I can't remember that. Because it's many years ago.
So how did you determine how the money was going to be spent?
Well, from time to time, they call up a meeting and said this is necessary to do. Like when we had funds, it was paid out to scholarships, salaries. That was all I can remember.
Did you receive accounts from the management? As a board, did you receive accounts?
No, ma, I can't remember that. We received
Never?
No, I can't remember that.
It's normal, as you know, in a board to receive periodic accounts. Usually it's quarterly accounts,
Quarterly.
just to help you along. Did you receive quarterly accounts?
We didn't.
Even annual accounts?
Annual accounts, I can't remember. Only the audited accounts.
No management accounts?
The audited accounts at that time.
Mr. Saj, a lot of money went into these foundation accounts from Taiwan, for instance, mainly from Taiwan, actually, and other payments, of course, were made into these accounts. Did you have any process whereby? Let me ask the question. You are aware that a lot of money went into these accounts from Taiwan?
I was not aware of that, coming from Taiwan. The only account that came out or came in from outside was this Father Goff I was telling you about. But any other money coming in, it was just the fundraising that I was helping to do. That was all. But I'm not aware of any money coming from Taiwan, not at all, ma.
You receive bank statements?
Oh, periodically, when they wanted, it was the management who was doing that, to have a bank statement and then pass it to us to.
Mr. Saj, a signatory to more than 4 actually, signatories to every bank account that Jammeh Foundation for Peace had. Did you receive bank statements from these banks?
Bank statements were requested by the CEO then, and then passed it to us. Because these bank accounts that came in after, it was because that when we went to get some donations, we were asked to open an account first before they can help us or give us a donation. That was the reason that we had so many other bank accounts. But originally, it was just the trust bank account.
Yes, my question in respect of which I don't think I have received a clear answer, is whether you, as a member of the board of directors and signatory, because you could have been a director without being signatory to the account, but as signatory to these accounts, and there are many of them, did you receive statements?
We did receive statements when it was requested by the CEO.
When you
to reconcile with her accountant.
So when she receives statement, she would pass it on to the board, including yourself?
Not to the board, but to the technical committee. Maybe to the board when we have a board meeting to show out the state of the financial status of the foundation.
So you were aware of monies that were being paid into the account?
I beg your pardon?
You were aware of monies that were being paid into the account?
That monies were paid into the account.
From different sources, including Taiwan?
Taiwan, I didn't know about it. Only money that came in to the account was the fundraising money that we raised. That I am aware of, but not
I'd just like to talk about one of the accounts, BB72, Exhibit BB72B. Exhibit BB72B for the record. That's for the record. It's a trust bank account. It's a dollar account.
It's a dollar account.
Yes. 10701930502. You were signatory to this account according to the trust bank file.
According to the, can I have a look?
Yes.
And what was that?
I'm going to show you. Can you, I'll have to use my copy, the secretariat. Just show him. Another sticker. Now, you were signatory to this account until 2016, 24th January 2016, when you were replaced by Ansumana Jammeh. I'll just like you to take a look. I'm showing you that so you can confirm that you are signatory to that account.
This is my signature.
You are signatory to the account?
To this account, 2016. Yeah, that's my signature here, ma.
Yes, indeed. Mr. Saj, until the file shows the documents from Trust Bank shows, and the managing director has given evidence to that effect, that in fact you are signatory until 2016. 2005 to 2016.
2005 to 2016.
Yes, there's a letter in 2016 which I have flagged.
Which was sent to me?
Signed by yourself and Nancy Njai, replacing your signature with Ansumana Jame's signature.
Yes.
Okay. Now, my question, in that account, that bank account shows that on the 11th January 2013, $2 million was received from Taiwan.
During that time?
Yes, 2013.
And it was deposited in this account?
It was paid into that account.
To this account?
Yes.
I can't remember.
So, are you maintaining your answer that you did not know that Taiwan was funding JFP?
Not at all.
That you are receiving annual grants from JFP?
No, I'm not aware of that.
All right. On the 6th March 2013, Euro Africa Group Limited, Euro Africa Group, Euro Africa Group,
Euro Africa Group,
a company in the Gambia. You know Mr. Mohamed Bazi?
I know about Mr. Mohamed Bazi, that he was one of the donors of Jame Foundations when we had fundraising.
He was one of the donors?
During our fundraising.
Sorry, I didn't get the complete answer. He was? He
was a donor to our fundraising gala dinners.
Okay.
That's all.
Dinners, did you say?
Gala dinners, yeah. Because there were a couple of gala dinners raised annually.
He had a company called Euro Africa Group, Limited, Euro Africa Group, Eagle. You know this company, of course?
Not at all, I don't. I can't remember doing that.
Mr. Saj?
Yes, ma'am.
With respect, I doubt whether there is anyone who hasn't had this name since this commission started. I ask you the question again. Do you know Euro Africa Group Limited?
I've heard about it, but I don't.
Now, Euro Africa Group Limited, which is Mr. Mohamed Bazi's company, paid $1 million into the Jame Foundation for Peace account in March 2013.
I am not aware of that. $1 million?
On the 28th March 2013, they paid another $500,000.
I'm not aware. I haven't seen that one.
On the 3rd of May, they paid another $500,000.
I'm not aware of that.
And thereafter, periodically, they paid $250,000, $300,000. You are saying you received bank statements, but you were not aware of these payments?
Because I don't think those bank statements I have, they reflected any such amounts. Because I haven't seen them. I've got some bank statements, but I don't think that I have seen these millions of dollars paid into the Jame Foundation.
All right. The president was authorizing payments from Jame Foundation for peace accounts.
He did what? Authorize payments?
Yes.
To?
He was withdrawing cash, for instance, on the 14th February 2012. He withdrew $200,000, which was paid to Momodou Sow.
I'm not aware. I've never seen that one.
On the 13th February, he authorized the payment of $182,000 for an aircraft charter to Endeavor Global Group from this account.
From the same account. But if you could give me time to check the bank account you're saying and the one that I have, where the money of Father Goff being paid to, I will be happy to do
On the
that.
24th of June, 2013, he authorized the issue of a letter of credit for $826,000 from this account.
From this account. That's why I'm saying, if you could allow me to compare The account you're talking about with these millions of dollars and the one that I have, which Father Goff money was paid into. But I'm not aware of this, where these payments
On the 21st February, Mr. Saj, he withdrew cash through Sanajajo, $100,000 cash.
I'm not aware of that, ma.
On the 19th March 2013, he withdrew cash again, $166,000.
I'm not aware of that, ma.
You are not aware of this?
Not at all. All those
20 March 2013, $250,000 cash.
I'm not aware.
9th May 2013, $448,000 cash to be paid to Dr. Moses Benjamin Jallo.
I don't know that, ma. I haven't seen it.
And it goes on, $20 million is cash. 13 May 2013.
I don't see that, ma. I haven't seen it. I'm not aware.
April 2nd, 2014, $15 million is
from the same account?
Transferred from the Jammeh Foundation for Peace account to his bank account.
I'm not aware of.
You are not aware of any of these?
Not at all. And who authorized
Mr.
it?
Saj, what I suggest you do is you go back and take statements. You were signatories to all these accounts.
Right.
And you, among other signatories, I must say it wasn't only you. Can I have the file back, please?
That's why I was just saying that if you could allow me to compare the these dollar accounts, which these withdrawals.
You have the file. Who else was signatory? Tell us who else was signatory to these accounts from the time you were there.
Oh, during the time Bai Matar was a signatory, and the former.
Sorry, who else?
Bai Matar Drame was my assistant.
Yes.
And he, from time to time, when I don't have time, they call me and say, we're coming to sign a payment voucher. I ask them to refer them to Bai Matar that I am too tight up, I cannot.
Yes, Mr. Bai Matar Drame.
Right.
Mrs. Nancy Njai.
Njai.
Of course, not Mr. Mamur Njai.
And the other.
Can I have that file back? Of course, you can only speak for yourself.
I beg your pardon?
I'm saying, of course, you can only speak for yourself. But
right.
what I do not understand
right.
is, which I'm giving you an opportunity to explain. You accepted to become a director on Jammeh Foundation for Peace.
Right.
And by accepting to become a director on Jammeh Foundation for Peace,
right.
you are taking responsibility for how the company was to be managed. That's what directors do when they become directors. They take responsibility for how the foundation was to be managed.
Right.
The foundation had many accounts.
Right.
You were authorizing payments. The ex-president was also authorizing payments.
Excuse me, ma, I didn't authorize any payment at all.
You signed checks?
I signed checks.
When you signed checks?
When approved by the CEO, and they sent it to me for count signing. But I have never authorized any payment, ma.
What do you think you were doing when you signed checks?
Just to what has been approved, and most of it, as I was telling you, is just payment vouchers.
Mr. Saj, you're a businessman.
Right.
You're a businessman.
Right.
When you sign checks, you authorize payment, don't you? By signing a check, you are actually authorizing payment.
To receive the cash. I do sign checks for my company and my case. But this is just, for me, is just to facilitate to go and get the money or withdraw cash or pay payments to people who have done a job for you.
Okay, we'll use your language. So you were facilitating payments from the Jammeh Foundation for Peace account?
Yeah, for approved, as I've said, approved payments that were signed by the CEO for me to countersign it.
And countersigned by you?
Countersigned by me.
Counter-approved? Counter-approved by you?
Countersigned by me.
Okay.
I don't understand that language.
Very well. Mr. Saj, as I said, what I don't understand, you take such a massive responsibility, and yet you are saying you did not know that payments were being made from accounts in respect of which you were signatory. That's a little difficult to understand.
What I'm saying, Ma, that these payments that were made, they were never signed by me or countersigned by me. So I was not aware of this account that you talking about.
All right, but you did know about all the signatories, all those who were signatories to the account since you became...
The CEO, myself, and Bai Matar.
And the ex-president?
I am not sure.
And the vice-president?
The vice-president ceased to be a signatory in 2005, if I could remember, 2006.
Actually, we have a letter from 16 December 2002, which says, Mrs. Aissatou Njie said, Her Excellency Mrs. Aissatou Njie said, the chairperson of the Jammeh Foundation will from now on be signatory to the account. You are saying she ceased to be signatory?
When was that, 2002?
2002, yes.
I can't remember signing any check around that time. I was a member of the technical fundraising committee that time.
Okay. Anyway, the signatories are clear. Did you have any activity reports, anything to show you how the money was being spent? You said you did not have a budget. You did not have quarterly accounts. What report did you receive from management?
Normally, because I remember the former vice president was insisting on that there should be a management report to us, the board members, especially the committee, finance committee. But they were lacking back on those things. But I remember that there was a list of schools from here to Koina or Basse that school fees were paid, and I did countersign those monies, those checks.
Sorry, I'm not hearing what you're saying. What reports did you receive from management?
From management,
yes.
I'm saying that I can't remember receiving management reports. It was just periodically that we received
from
reports.
2005 to 2020, till the president left, you are a member of the foundation?
I was a member, but I ceased to, after my operation, I had a spinal problem.
When did you cease to be a member of the foundation?
Before the president left, but I was not very active during
Sorry,
that.
when did you cease?
I say I was not active during the last 4 years because I had an operation and I couldn't sit for too long in meetings. So sometimes I didn't go to meetings, but I was a member still.
But it is correct.
And sometimes they come to my house to give me some checks to sign with a payment voucher. I countersign it, photocopy, and let them go.
Sorry, 1 minute. You have mentioned CEO.
Chief Executive.
Yeah, I know that.
Yes.
You've said so several times. Now, who are the CEOs that you remember?
Ansumana, Jammeh, and one Lebanese or Indian who was the last one.
Sorry, I didn't hear. I said all those that you can remember.
All those that I have
We have Ansumana Jammeh, yes. Who else?
Ansumana Jammeh, Nancy Njie, and Asim, the last one. 3 of them I can remember.
The last one. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
You were telling us when you ceased to be a director. Did you ever cease to be a director?
No, but I reported that I was not well and I was willing to leave, but they asked me to stay on.
We had that, but officially, did you ever resign?
No, not officially.
So up to now, officially, you're director?
No, I'm not, because there is no Jammeh Foundation.
I'm just going to show you a letter dated January 26, 2012, signed by the ex-president, addressed to Managing Director, Trust Bank, which says, I, the undersigned, hereby authorize Trust Bank Limited to effect the following payments from the Jammeh Foundation for Peace Dollar account. And these are tuition payments for ABC, that's 5 students at the university, the Grand View University, for the spring semester, and transfer of the equivalent of $140,000 in Moroccan dirhams to Atijari Wafa Bank in Morocco, as well as £6,000 to a bank in Spain. This is in 2012, signed by the ex-president.
I think this is the first time I'm seeing this. I've never seen it before.
Okay. In terms of the students that you sponsored and other charities that you were engaged in, you said it was a charity. Can you explain to us how the foundation operated? What was the role of the board? If the president could issue these instructions, and you said you didn't know about it.
I've never seen it, ma'am.
How did the foundation work? In terms of the role of the board, the role of the president himself, the ex-president Yahya Jammeh, how did it work?
I was just explaining to you that the way it works was to raise money from our fundraising and then to the accounts of the Jammeh Foundation for the running of the office and other things. But other than that, and these school fees that I was saying.
What about the spending of the money part? You were the board. You were the board.
I was a board
Now, one
member.
assumes that as the board, you had policies.
We have?
You had policies.
Right.
You had guidelines. You had some document to tell you how the money was supposed to be used and applied by the management of the foundation.
This is what I'm saying, that I can't remember seeing any guidelines how the money was supposed to be used. After our fundraising, we had a list of schools that we sponsored the students. Nyomi Upper Basic School, for example, Sukuta Technical or whatever schools. But we didn't have any written guideline, which I can remember.
All right, collect the document, please. You said you didn't mind sharing your folder. Can we collect your folder from you?
Collect my?
Yes, you said you wanted to share your folder with us?
Yeah, this is what I have here.
We'll make a copy and return it.
That's it.
Since you are referring to the folder during your testimony, Mr. Saj, could you just let us know what you are extracting? What is it that you are extracting from the folder?
This is the statement I was just about reading.
You were about to read it?
Yeah, that my relations with the Jammeh Foundation started the year 2000 while serving as chairman of the Gambia Hotel.
So you prepared it for the...
You want this one as well?
If you intended it for the commission, certainly you can leave it in the folder.
I was just about reading it so that you know how to remember. So I wrote this thing so that to remember what I'm just about to say here. But if you would like to have it, no problem.
If you think it will help the commission understand the foundation and your role in it, can you leave it in the folder?
I can leave it in the folder.
Please, thank you. Can you collect the folder from me?
Yeah, if I could only get back my copies to...
Mr. Saj, these are documents from different banks. Can you just explain what you put in this folder, apart from your statement?
Most of them are payment vouchers approved by the chief executive, and I countersign. So normally I do photocopy and keep. So I have most of them. These are just few that I bring with me.
Okay, you had, in answer to the chairman, you had indicated who were chief executives. Let's just put it in order. In 2002, when you became involved, who was the chief executive officer?
If I could remember, it was Ansumana, I think.
Ansumana Jame?
Jame, yes.
And then after him?
After Ansumana Jame, you had, I think it was Nancy Njai.
Then after her?
And after Azim, I forgot the surname, who was serving up till now.
That's the last executive?
Yeah.
So there have been 3 executives in the life of the organization?
That I can remember, yes, ma'am.
Now, at some point, PEJEP, the President's Empowerment for Girls Education Foundation, or project, became part of the Jame Foundation for Peace. Is that correct?
That was correct.
Were the 2 institutions merged?
And merged.
They were merged. And they came under one, the Jame Foundation for Peace? For Peace,
but for a very short time, I think.
What year was that?
I can't remember. I think I have it. I'm not sure if I, if I have it with me here. But that was the time I was taken out of the...
that was the time?
That was the time that I was replaced by Ansumane to be a signatory.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, may I apply to have admitted documents produced by this witness in relation to the Jame Foundation for Peace, including a statement that he had prepared and intended to read to the Commission. It's a one-page statement.
There are other statements that I have given out to the investigating team before.
These are copies of those statements. I see one copy. Okay.
I think there are 2.
We'll need to take out the summonses, but anyway, we'll leave it as it is. I think it doesn't matter really.
Yes, ma. Mane? Ma def ko ban date? Oi. Mi demul de. Na ma jaay la suma bos. Today is the 11th. 09/18, huh? That's all. Jana ko jotaat ndax. Shoot.
folder presented by Adi Saad, witness number 227, containing witness statements and various documents relating to Jammeh Foundation for Peace Fundraising and Finance Committee for the period 2002 to 2012, admitted mark MS-274.
I have no further question for the witness. MS? MS what?
Very well, we'll rise. We'll be back in 20 minutes.
Thank you. Wow. Yeah.
Extra Bonanza.
Extra Bonanza.
20 major winners every 20th from February to July.
Comium 2020. Recharge $100 credit or more to be one of the 20 lucky winners. Every month, 20 winners.
15 winners will get rice, sugar, and cooking oil. There will also be a winner for a refrigerator, win flat screen TV, win a generator, win a motorbike, or an iPhone 6.
Comium Extra Bonanza. Draw starts 20th of every month. Live on GRTS and Paradise FM. Comium 2020.
Terms and conditions apply.
Comium. We are better together.
nya
bakandro
ko ngalla janna kibaro moy kalka sola bagaso wafu
e ka fontelle ko solar enterprise fo fendi nabe dendi solar la fannala la solar la bundala ndella ko do kuwo ke mole janka solar joran kendol natale adum min nata na ko fanandiya birin Gambia jam fo Gambia e bantala nga bagasol samba be ton ka do ku kendo be ke mo be ni nga do ko ke momo ndi en ka sandi kilin garantie dilale nyin kama ko la do ko lanno si waran ni tema
bagasi falle
bagaso min bijay fofe nabe dendi sola la bundala la sola la fannala a bagaso sifa be bijay lightning and pumping system ndella fanan ko ke mole min be dendi na ko ni dandal ni kordal ka jiodi alla nin ka lampo fanan sika ka diala wo pumping wolbe dendi gadinol ni ku kotal ni la ji ko ni la fanga bela lightning wala dimbani ku kotal danno mu sola enterprise tin ko la kali
fama sola
fofe be dendi sola la hajo la janne be loro
wato tenta bul bagasol tan
adum fana be ku fula la leje bunda fula fana be mbulle fan ka bonan dami anin dula ba fula safonya America ni Europe na fan ka bana wolta dum doron no moto min ka fenkendo na te sola la bagasol kana te nyam banko kanya
abanta bagasol tan
ngata
Farm Fresh li marché bu nga xamne la ñun ñepp ko yor képp ku am téléphone am internet rek mun nga fa jëndé ak www.farmfresh.gm mun nga fa tane jëndal lepp li nga bëgg ya xam nduga bi lu munti doon jën nen la légume la ganar la lepp lu munti doon Farm Fresh buñ la musa jaay dara lu lax lepp luñ la jaay rek lu fresh la may doon té li yépp nak ci biir réew mi lañ koy liggéeyé li dara gën ko neex mun nga jënd saa yu la neexé ak fo munti nekk ñu indi la ko ba sa buntu kër si njëg bu gën a yomb képp ko bëgg a jokkoo ak ñun 8906 592 wala 677 602